back in the garage. Wait till a couple of people come in the building, and then we're gonna get to it. You know, the live earlier got interrupted. Kind of had to, you know, skirt out, go get my daughter from school, but that's another story. We gonna get right back to it. This is part 2 of the first conversation that we was having on live earlier. So if you didn't catch that live, go back and check that out. Definitely some good information in there. You know, check out some of my other videos so you can get inspired. Where we from, where we was born, how we was raised, who our folks was, that don't define who we are as individuals. We trying to change the narrative. We trying to let people know that it's more than one way to make money, and the rap game ain't the only way to make money. The streets ain't the only way to make the money. So, you know, I'm gonna let a couple of people pull up. You know, we back in the garage with it. You wanna understand why I'm in the garage? You know, look, times is hard. You feel what I'm saying? It just so happens that the cost of living is a little bit too high, and you know, you gotta be in the garage type. But you know, yeah, man, pop out. Let a few people come in, and you know, we gonna get this conversation started. I am your host, Mr. Tyrone Hunter. This is What's Really Good Entertainment. Real story, true story. I have a lot of personal experience. I have a lot of knowledge that I want to share, because it's way too many people not reaching their fullest potential, right? And a lot of time people don't reach their fullest potential because they don't realize what their fullest potential is, you know? Sometimes if you're not taught certain things, or you know, you don't learn certain things, shout out to Arkansas, appreciate you checking in. Hit the like button on the way in the door. You know, this is all about motivation. And I know nowadays everybody trying to see about how to get some money, right? So it's only right we talk Schmoney talk. It's only right we talk money talk. And what I was just saying a couple of minutes ago is we have to stop boxing ourselves into thinking that it's only 1 or 2 ways to get money. Like, I understand the rap game, they seeing a lot of money. I understand, you know, in the streets, people seeing a couple of dollars, but that's not the only way to get money. You can actually be a regular person working a 9 to 5, learning certain skills, and you can not only be successful, but you can be good in life. You just got to have the right mindset, right? And so that's what we're going to be talking about. That's what we're going to be discussing. I'm not here to sell you no courses. I'm not here to sell you no dreams. Let me say what's up to my people in the chat. Handsy, how you doing? What's that? Shauna Bana. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Shout out to you. James Rowland, shout out to y'all. We in the building. So listen, I'm not here to sell you a course, and I'm definitely not here to sell you a dream. I'm here to give you a reality because I live that reality, right? I live that reality on both sides of the coin. I live the reality of the streets. I saw the results that I got from that. Then I was able to live the reality of getting a regular job, working in corporate America, and just from that regular job, I became a millionaire. Now, some people was like, well, you don't look like a millionaire. Where's the money at? But it's like, what do a millionaire look like? You know, and that goes back down to mindset. People think that you have to look a certain way to have money or to have a millionaire. My personal experience is when the pandemic hit, my business went down the drain. And I had to start back over from scratch, right? I'm still climbing. I'm great right now. We always could be doing a little bit better. So what I want to do is I want to share some of those experiences with y'all so that y'all can know and y'all can understand you could do the same thing too. There's many people that came from a 9-to-5 job and they made it to the top. So don't box yourself into thinking you only could get money one or two ways. Because a lot of times you don't know where your money gonna come from. A lot of times you run into success by accident. A lot of times you bump into success just by bumping into the right people. A lot of times you bump into success by hearing conversations or personal experiences from people that been there, and then bing, a light bulb goes off in your head and you like, oh, that makes sense. I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna run with it, and I'm gonna make something happen. So this is what I wanna do. I wanna show as well as prove to regular, ordinary people that you could be rich, that you could be successful, that you could live the life that you want to live, so long as you're willing to put in the work and the effort, because that's what it takes. There's no shortcuts to the top. Even if you look at some of these rappers that became famous, a lot of them was grinding for years and years and years until they got their opportunity. Same thing as NBA players. Don't think they woke up one day and they went to the NBA. A lot of them been playing basketball since they was 7, 8 years old. You make it to the NBA, what, when you in your 20s, 25? So it's like they put in 17 years into perfecting their game to make it to the NBA. And a lot of people think because you see certain people with things, you feel like, well, what do they have that I don't have? I should have what they have, or I can do what they do. Yes, you can do what they do, but are you willing to put in the work that they put in? Okay, so that's what we're gonna be talking about. It's Schmoney Talk. If you didn't see the live video earlier, make sure you go and check that out. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna light this black and mild and we're gonna get into it. Hopefully everybody having a good day. If you're not having a good day, hopefully before the day is over, that change for you. Because that's how quick quick things change. Things can change in the blink of an eye. Now, on the live earlier, what I was talking about was mindset, right? A lot of people want to be successful, but they have a loser mindset. Just like some people get in the comments and, you know, all of this kind of whatever it is, you know, that's people that's looking to be entertained. That's people, you know, that pretty much they not really looking for nothing in life. They just want to troll, and that's okay. But even in the midst of trolling, if you stay tuned in for a second, you definitely gonna get something out the deal. You ain't gonna come in here and leave out the same way that you came in. You're not gonna leave empty-handed, right? So getting back to it. Now, in my personal journey, fortunately, I was able to become a millionaire, right? And I became a millionaire just based on hard work. I was fresh out of the pen. You know, I had to get a job. I got a job, and I worked my way up in that job until I reached the position of management. Once I got into a position of management, I was able to sit at the round table with the decision makers, right? The people that owned the company. And I was able to meet other people that they did business with, because there was a lot of meetings, there was a lot of functions and things of that nature. So I was fortunate enough to do that, but I worked my way to that position. As a result, I started my own company. Me and a friend of mine from the streets, both of us was in the pen together. We used to sit down and we used to talk about what we was gonna do when we got free. I did 15 years in prison. He did 18 years in prison. He came home 2 months before me. He got a job. He introduced me to the job, and the rest was history. Now, on the road to the riches, there was a lot of bumps and grinds. And fortunately, but unfortunately, me and him wound up falling out, right? And see, that's another pitfall of success. See, a lot of y'all want success, a lot of y'all want to be rich, a lot of y'all want money, but y'all don't realize all that come with it. Where this was somebody like, this was my ace boom. right? Ate off the same plate, did a lot of the same things together. In the pen, stressed together, sitting there trying to figure it out, come out with a game plan. And we came out here, we put our heads together, we put our efforts together, and we made it happen. We made it all the way to the top. We accomplished everything that we was trying to accomplish. But the relationship didn't survive. So that's one of the things that you want to be prepared for as well, is that some people that you're going to do business with, some people that you're going to be working your goals with, some people that you're going to be working your game plan with, the relationship may not survive. You may become successful, but the relationship may not survive. You understand what I'm saying? Because corporate America is just as cutthroat as the streets, if not worse. And the thing about corporate America that make it a little bit more crazy is that in corporate America, they do it legally. They do it legally. They could take your money legally. They could take everything you worked all your life for legally. And if you don't know the game, or if you don't know how to avoid some of those pitfalls, then the same thing will happen to you. So this is why it's important to try to learn from somebody else's experiences, right? When somebody's trying to teach you something, when somebody's taking time out their day to try to impart some information to you, the best thing to do is try to be receptive, try to listen. Because right now you may be in a phase where you all about having fun, you all about laughing and joking, you taking life smooth, and then boom, a tragedy hit in life. Where now you got to make some decisions. You got to decide if you're going to go to the streets, if you're going to do something illegal, or you're going to get a job and you're going to thug it out until things get better. So some of the information that I'm giving you right now, when you get to that little crossroad in life, this may be the very thing that saved your life. This may be the very information that you look back and you reflect on and you like, yo, damn, I remember, oh boy, he was talking about this, that, and the third. That's my word. And, it was sounding, like it was something. Let me go back and check into one of those videos, or let me see what's up with him. Let me see if I can highlight him. Let me see if I can hit him up and, he could put me in a position to win. See, listen, people that are truly successful and people that are truly wealthy, all of them follow the same mindset. All of them know, as well as realize, that in order to be truly successful, you have to be willing to help somebody else. I'm going to let that sink in. People that are successful and people that are wealthy, all of them function off the same basic ideology. That in order to be truly wealthy and to be truly successful, you have to be willing to help somebody else. And let me tell you something real quick, right? Let me tell you something real quick. Okay. The significance of me as an individual, right, is that I've been where a lot of y'all are. I've been where a lot of y'all are. I've been the same kind of individual a lot of y'all are. I came from the urban community. I came from the hood, the ghetto, just like a lot of people. But pay attention to the way that I talk. Pay attention to the way that I speak. I speak like I have knowledge. I speak like I have intelligence. I speak like I have common sense. Do you know how many people I came across that just based on the conversation that we was having, they say, yo, listen, I want to do business with you. And that's how it happens. So just because you're from a certain environment, or just because you was a certain individual, that don't necessarily mean you got to stay there. You got to want something different. If you don't want nothing different, you ain't going to get nothing different. So look, I'm going to get back into this story. So me and my boy, we working. He got me a job at this company, rose up in the company, became a supervisor, became a manager. We wound up starting our own business, right? Created this business. We started with 20 employees. 20 employees, we went to 40 employees, went to 50 employees, went to 100 employees. I had an office downtown in New York City on Wall Street. If anybody know Wall Street, that's the financial capital of New York City. That's where all the money run through. And I had an office in one of those buildings on Wall Street because this is the kind of money that we was getting, right? And I recall one day, one of my employees, he had ran across an individual that worked on Wall Street, right? The individual that he came across, he was just like a regular, basic dude. And, they was having a conversation and, they wound up shooting some dice and somebody tried to beat this dude for his money. So my employee stepped up and intervened, right? And made sure that the dude get his money back. Yo, listen what this dude did, right? This dude gave my employee the chance of a lifetime. He started mentoring him and brought him to Wall Street, to the stock market, and was teaching him stocks. Now, my employee ain't stick with it, but that opportunity was created just based on his personality. See, a lot of people, your personality is so fucked up. Your ways and actions is so twisted. You think so small, and you don't even realize a lot of times the people that you around, you really could be around people that could put you in a good and decent position in life. But because you have some character flaws, you have some traits about yourself that's not the best, people gonna overlook you. So you have to develop a good character, right? In order to be successful in life, you got to develop a good character. Listen, I'm telling you the things that money can't buy. I'm telling you the things that they're not going to teach you in school. You're not going to learn this stuff in college. And you definitely not going to learn it in the streets. I experienced the best of both worlds. This is why I'm imparting this information to you. You may or may not use it now, but trust and believe you're going to use it in the future. Because one thing for sure and two things for certain, who don't want no money? Show me one person that don't want no money. And the money ain't just given to you. So you got to go out and get money. You got to develop those kind of habits, and you got to develop certain attributes about yourself that's going to put you in alignment with the money. And that's just all I said. I remember, like many days, I used to be sitting in the pen stressed out. Stressed like, man, this shit corny, this shit whack, like I don't want to do this no more. Because when you out there in the streets and you out there running around, whatever it is you got going on, you think in your mind that it's nothing else. You think in your mind that this is the way to go. Until you run into a couple of hurdles. And then you find out like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't where I want to be, But everything is through time and patience. If you put in the time and you got patience, you could accomplish anything you want. And if you have any questions, any comments, if you have something that you're into, if you have something that you're doing right now and you still trying to figure it out and you like, yo, man, I just need somebody to give me some game. I just need somebody to, kind of point me in the right direction, because I could show you with dealing with your personal circumstances, where you are in life right now. I could show you how to maximize that and turn it into something and become the individual that you want to become. This is what I can do. I'm not selling you nothing. I just want to give you the opportunity to be able to see life from a different perspective. Like you're not tired of chasing. You're not tired of one day you up and the next day you down. You're not tired of looking in the refrigerator and seeing that it ain't the kind of food in there that you want to eat. You know, you eating the oodles and noodles, or you doing the put together. You're not tired yet? You're not tired of running around chasing your tail 10, 15 years in the same situation? You're not tired of, you know, you see everybody else doing good. You see everybody else moving forward. And it seems like you're the only one stuck. You're not tired yet? You're not tired of doing the same old same and getting nowhere. It's like everything that you try, nothing is working. You're not tired yet? Because if you're not tired, you're gonna stay doing the same thing. And why? It's so much money out here. It's so much opportunity out here. It's so many people trying to give you the game. It's so many people that want you to win. You gotta want to win for you. You don't got nothing or nobody that motivates you to want to be better or want you to do better. You don't have a person in your life, a partner in your life. You don't have no kids. You don't have no family members that want to see you doing better. You don't realize people don't want to see you down. Everybody don't want to see you down. Somebody want to see you win. So when are you going to step to the plate? When are you going to step to the plate? When are you going to say, you know what? I got to do something else. And if I got to watch YouTube videos, you know, if I got to watch people in the garage, then that's what I'm going to do, you know? I'm in the garage because I'm smoking a Black and Mild and, you know, don't want the smoke all in the house. So that's the science behind that. But if you want to understand the bigger science behind it, you can go and check out my other video. But listen, I want to see you win. I want to see you successful. I want to see you live the life that you have the potential to live. I want to help you tap into the potential that you don't know exists. I want to see you become a success story, because in a lot of our families and a lot of our backgrounds, there's not a lot of success stories. And this is the reason why most people don't want to be successful, because they don't know how. They don't know anybody, or it's nobody in their family that was successful. So they like, man, I ain't going to be able to do it. But you can do it. Because if you have the right skills, if you have the right tools, if you have the right attitude, if you put yourself around the right people and the right circumstances, you can be that one in your family that becomes successful. You can be that one that the person that you with is proud to say you're theirs. You can be that one that step up to the plate and take care of your kids and taking care of your responsibilities and being an asset to your family instead of being a liability. See, so many of us so used to being liabilities, and we think that's cool. Do you know what a liability is? A liability is somebody that's not really worth much but trouble and a headache. You're not tired of being a liability? You're not tired of being a headache? You're not tired of being in situations where somebody else got to bail you out, where somebody else got to come to your aid, where somebody else got to help you keep your feet under you? You're not tired? If you a man, you're not tired of, not being able to provide? Do you know how that feels as a man when you're not able to provide? I know that feeling. And females go through the same thing. But see, we dealing with this AI, we dealing with this artificial intelligence, we dealing with this artificial reality where people turn on a camera and they show you money, they wave stacks of money, they show you, places that they live in or places that they stay in, And they're convincing you that that's what life is about. They're showing you the smoke and mirrors. You don't see nothing that's going on behind the scenes. Stop being so gullible. Stop being so naive. And stop being so quick to push away things that's good for you. Because truth be told, I might be the best thing that can happen to a lot of people's life. I may be the best thing that happened to a lot of people's life. I may be the only individual that's talking the talk that you need to hear. And that's not trying to sell you a personality. That's not trying to sell you a course. That's not trying to sell you a dream. I'm going to give you the reality. The reality of the matter, if you want to be successful or you want to become something in life, it ain't easy. And everybody not going to make it. That's the reality. It's not easy. It's no shortcuts. If you want to take shortcuts, or you think that you're going to get rich overnight, you think you're going to get money overnight, you think you're going to change your circumstances overnight, you already have a mindset of failure. And you're not going to make it. I'm sorry to tell you. I don't want to hurt your feelings. But I don't want you at the same time to hurt your own feelings by believing in something that's not true. You gotta be ready. You gotta show up. If you're not willing to show up, then it's not gonna happen for you. Now, if you want me to get on here and tell you what you want to hear and tell you a bunch of stories and flash a bunch of money just to try to reel you in, because that's what happens. A lot of people, they're going to reel you in. They're going to show you some money. They're going to show you their lifestyle. They're going to show you a pretty picture. And then they're going to say, listen, if you give me such and such, I'm going to show you how to get it. See, people, when you give them something free, they don't respect it. They don't appreciate it. Most times they don't do nothing with it because they like, it's too good to be true. They don't think that real people actually exist in this world that's really trying to help you come up in life. And I'm here to help you. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you what it ain't. If you got any questions, if you got any comments, if you got any concerns, even if you're dealing with some personal circumstances where you feeling lost, where you feeling trapped, and you like, man, listen, damn, I just need somebody to holler at me. I just need somebody to point me in the right direction. I'm willing to do that for you today, because today's price ain't gonna be yesterday's price. Today is free. Right now it's free. It's gonna be free for a time. It's gonna be free for a time. But it's gonna cost. It's gonna cost you your effort. It's gonna cost you your motivation. It's gonna cost you your determination. And I'm not responding to the people, oh, what's the garage about? What you in the garage? Listen. Do you know so many people don't have a garage? Do you realize that? I've never seen a 1-bedroom apartment with a garage attached to it. I never seen a 2-bedroom apartment with a garage attached to it. I never seen any basic form of living conditions with a garage attached to it. If you got a garage attached to it, then, 9 times out of 10, you live in somewhere decent. You gotta be. If I do a video in a garage, I guess It must be decent. I'm not making this video from the park. I'm not making this video from sitting on a bench. I'm not making this video from standing on a corner. I mean, you gotta read between the lines now. Smart people. You gotta read between the lines. Learn how to read between the lines. Stop going for image. Stop going for image. Stop being fooled by the image. Stop being tricked out of something that you should be embracing. You see what I'm saying? But the day, if you're not, hopefully before the day is over, that change. This black and mild, this is, and some good juice. This is Diet 5 juice, 1 gram of sugar. But what's going on in the world? How everybody doing out there? I'm doing good. Health wise, I'm good. I'm 48 years old. I'm not on no medication. I don't do drugs. I don't got no drug habit. I do have an addiction though. And addiction is something hard to talk about. So if y'all bear with me for a second and allow me to, kind of express myself, I'm gonna talk to y'all about my addiction, right? See, I didn't want to have an addiction. I didn't want to get caught up in addiction because, I kind of saw what addiction did to other people's lives, and I didn't want to be in that same circumstances, but it just really the pressures of life, sometimes life get a little hectic, and sometimes we get to seeking a substance, something that, could give us some sort of release, could relieve some of the tension, in the mind, relieve, some of the stress of life that we experience. So, I developed an addiction. And I'm not so big that I won't be honest and admit that I got an addiction. And I need help with this addiction, right? Because when you're dealing with an addiction, it's like sometimes you feel like you by yourself, sometimes you feel like it's kind of bigger than you, and you just don't know how to shake it. You just don't know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be hard to talk about because you don't want people to look at you funny, you don't want people to have a certain image of you. And all this time you suffering with and through your addiction. And I just want to talk about my addiction, right? So I've been addicted for quite some time, right? And I like being a addict, I embrace my addiction. And I know it's a lot of people out there, you got your own form of addiction, We all got our own form of addiction. But everybody don't have the courage to talk about it. So I'm gonna tell y'all, what my addiction is. Bear with me because it's not easy just like kind of sharing, personal information, especially things that's like real close to heart. So um yeah, it's like I'm trying to come out with the right words, and it ain't no right words. So I'm gonna just come out and say it. I'm addicted to money. I'm addicted to success. I'm addicted to making it happen. I'm addicted to not being no derelict, no lame in the hood, you know what I'm saying, on a corner with they pockets on E looking stupid. I'm addicted to wanting to have a better life. I'm addicted to living the life that I want to live on my terms. I'm addicted to that. I'm possessed by that. Every day I wake up, the thing on my mind is, okay, what can I do today to make myself a better person? That's the kind of attitude and that's the kind of mentality that you got to have. You got to be addicted to what it is that you want to do in life. Stop being addicted to substances. Stop being addicted to, certain behaviors. Stop thinking just because you grew up and you didn't have the best of circumstances that this is going to be your life for the rest of your life. Stop believing what people tell you. You got the same 24 hours like everybody else. What differentiates you between another individual is what you decide to do with yours. And it just so happens that a lot of people don't do nothing with theirs. It just so happened that a lot of people would try to front and portray an image and acting like they good and acting like they decent and acting like they got it all together instead of trying to getting it together. A lot of people is addicted to being fake. This is a fake world that we living in right now. I never experienced in all of my years living, I never experienced a time like I'm experiencing now, where you got broke people calling people that got money broke. Like, where they do that at? How people ain't got nothing telling people that got something they broke. And they do it just to make themselves feel good. Y'all chasing a feeling. Y'all chasing an artificial high. Y'all so busy wanting to be something, acting like you something, instead of putting in the work and the effort to be what it is that you want to be. It's like real shit and real individuals then went out of style. I'm sorry to say. Nowadays, it's more popular being fake. Nowadays, it's more popular the ones that's fronting. Like, you go on to social media and things like that. You see dudes renting a couple of cars. You see dudes wearing the jewelry that they done bought off of Temu. The big chains and the bracelets and the fake AP watches. And y'all think because they looking like something that they really about something. But when somebody pull your coat and tell you like, yo, listen, you don't even gotta do all that. Let me show you how to level up. Let me show you how to get right. Let me point you in the right direction. You don't want to hear that. Because you don't see what in your mind you feel is the image of somebody that's successful or somebody that got it together. You rather chase and you rather idolize and you rather emulate the ones that's putting up a front, that's putting up a facade. It's like this is AI. This is the reality that we live in nowadays. You would rather follow and pay attention to and spend all your time listening to somebody that's going to entertain you and somebody that's going to stroke your ego. Well, look, I'm sorry. I'm not that kind of individual. I'm not going to do that. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. You got an opportunity to see kind of where things is at right now because you don't really know where I'm at in life. But you got an opportunity to see where things is at now. And if you need a little convincing, all you got to do is stay tuned. All you got to do is stay tuned. Because one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to change my personality to fit the ego and the criteria of people that need their ego stroke. This is not about ego stroke, folks. This is real life. Every day you got to eat. Every day you got to bathe. Every day you need, food, clothing, and shelter. Every day you got responsibilities. Every day is something that got to be done. And if you want to keep on living in this AI artificial reality, by all means, I welcome you to it. But what I will say is one day you're going to wake up and the reality that you see in front of you is not going to be a pretty picture. And it's going to turn into a nightmare for you. Like you really going to wake up in cold sweats like, man, damn, I'm broke. Man, the light's about to get cut off. Man, damn, I'm about to get evicted from my house. Man, I done lost my job. I'm lonely. I'm single. I'm not in a relationship because I don't got nothing to bring to the table. When that reality hit you, all of the social media posts and all of the other people's lives that you've been idolizing and you've been thinking that those was the ones that had together, you're going to wake up and you're going to see that that was fraud, that was all a facade. That reality comes to everybody. It comes a point in time in everybody's life that you gotta wake up and you gotta look in the mirror and you gotta honestly say to yourself, do you like what you see in the mirror? That happens to everybody. So why keep going with the facades? Why keep going with the pump faking? Why keep going with the fronting? Why keep going with the acting life is good? Why keep working your job and you get that paycheck on Friday and you take your whole paycheck and you go into the club or you go into the strip club and you getting you a stack of ones, 500 ones, it looked like something. That don't mean it's something, but you going in the club, you going in the strip club, and you spending your entire paycheck to try to show and to try to convince other people in that establishment that you balling. Right? You get your paycheck, first thing you do, okay, it's Friday, you hit up your folks, yo, listen, we in the mall. You done got a decent paycheck. You done probably worked some overtime and things of that nature. Now you going to the mall. Now you going to get an outfit. Going to get your little J's. Going to get you a little designer. Probably going to rent you a car so you could, kind of pull up in style. You're going to get in the club. You're going to get in the sweat box where everybody's sweating. You don't want to buy a little drink for yourself. You don't want to buy a little personal. You got to buy a bottle. Because you're trying to convince somebody that you balling. You got to buy a bottle. You go through the bottle, club closing, you going back to your vehicle, you on your way home, or you on your way to whatever the destination, because you probably done met somebody, you probably done got luck out, you probably done tricked somebody into thinking that you balling, you probably done tricked somebody into thinking that you him. You feel what I'm saying? And these gullible females, they going for it. They see a couple of bottles, they see a dude looking good, they going for it. You have a good old night because y'all drunk, you know, y'all high, y'all enjoying the mood. And then you wake up the next day and the reality is you gotta call your employer, or you gotta text your employer, and you gotta lie to them and tell them it was a death in the family, your car done broke down, you know, you trying to find a way to work because you woke up with a hangover and you done spent all your money, you done burnt out all of the gas, dropping off all your peoples off. You get an alert from your bank on your debit card saying that the phone bill company then took their payment, right? And now you got an overdraft. Now you got an overdraft. You can't even touch a little debit card, you know what I'm saying, or your bank account, because now you got an overdraft because you wanted to take your whole paycheck soon as you got paid and go to the mall and get an outfit to go to the club to try to show people that you balling, when in all actuality you played yourself. You played yourself. You took your 9-to-5 check, something that you work hard for all week, something that you know got to get you through to the next week. You done took this and you done blew it in the club, blew it in the strip club, trying to impress people in your mind, trying to impress people or trying to make people think and believe that you that deal. See, that's a lot of people reality. That's a lot of people reality. People rather fake like they got it, fake like life is in order, fake like they doing good. And the pictures on social media be good. Everybody at the restaurant, they taking pictures of their plates and, you know, they posting things to they snap and they social media. And you wake up the next day and the bill collectors is knocking at the door. They knocking on your checking account. They knocking on the card. They taking those automatic payments. And you broke. And now you're on the verge of losing your job because you done went out and trying to enjoy yourself, trying to be all important, woke up with a hangover, forgetting that your job is your responsibility, forgetting that your job is what pay the bills and help you maintain. All of that then went out the window just for a little bit of pleasure. You done spent all of this money just to show what you think you showing people that you doing good when you really not. People, how does that make sense? And this is what people is doing on a regular basis. People was working for 6 months straight, stacking their little money just so they could go on a vacation and blow all of the money and show pictures, post pictures to social media to make the world think that they doing good for likes. Those are expensive likes. You paying a lot of money to get somebody to tap on their phone and give you a like. You don't like yourself? You don't love yourself? You don't appreciate yourself? You don't want to actually be doing better for yourself? Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to accept your reality? Why is it so hard to accept the reality that, you know what? My life ain't about nothing right now. I ain't about nothing right now. I'm not feeling good about myself right now. I done made some wrong decisions in life and I done put myself in a hole. Why is it so hard to admit that? Because that's your reality. That is your reality. But that reality can change. You just got to change who you are as an individual. You just got to stop living foo-foo. You got to stop living fugazi. You got to stop living your life for the cameras and trying to impress people. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. So let's get it together, people. The train is here. And the train is not stopping. And I trust and believe, and I promise you this. If you keep your eyes on this train that I'm on right now, you're going to see something. You're going to witness something. And you're going to experience something that's going to make you a believer. And this I guarantee. Because what's really can't be disputed, right? And the realest thing in the world is to go from wherever you was in life and to make a difference in your life. That's the realest thing in the world. I'm going to show you step by step. I'm going to be doing a lot of these videos. We're going to be having a lot of these conversations. We're going to sit down and I'm going to help you look at yourself. I'm going to help you look at yourself in the mirror. I'm going to help you question yourself. Help you experience the kind of transformation that's going to spin your life out of order. Because one thing about the truth is the truth can't be disputed. And the truth is something you can't run from. The truth is something you can't hide from. You're going to have to embrace it sooner or later. And after you finish being entertained, right? After you finish wasting your time on things that don't make sense and things that ain't getting you nowhere, after you finish wasting your time on the people that you thought was really going to show you the way, you're going to come over here and I'm going to embrace you with open arms. And I'm going to be like, yo, listen, don't even worry about it. Look, this is what we got to do. We got to do A, B, C, and that's going to make D happen. You with that? I say no more, you know? And then you're going to get to where it is that you're going. You just got to confront them demons. You got to confront them demons. You gotta look in the mirror and you got to be happy with what you see. You got to take off the facade. You got to take off the facade. You got to stop dressing yourself with all of that artificial nonsense. You got to deal with the reality of the matter. And the reality of the matter is everybody ain't going to make it and everybody can't go. But you could be one of the ones that make it and you could be one of the ones that go. if you believe in yourself, if you believe that you can, if you surround yourself with the right people. See, a lot of people, they feel comfortable in crowds that give them like some sort of protection, that give them like some sort of courage and encouragement. And they only can feel that when they around a whole bunch of people, because they don't realize you don't need a lot of people. If you only could feel comfortable running around in a pack, what happens when that pack is not around? If you can't stand on your own too, as an individual, you shouldn't want to stand with a pack. Because when you're running in a pack, eventually, you're going to have to show what you're really about. It's going to be a lot of pressure. And pressure busts pipes though. When you see somebody that could stand by themselves, that could stand on their own too, and you don't see a crown, you got to watch that person. Because that person is the blueprint. Only a strong person could stand by themselves. Only a strong person could see everybody going in one direction and they go in the other direction. You got to have confidence. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in your abilities. And if you don't believe in yourself as an individual, if you don't believe in what you can accomplish in this life and in this world, running in the pack is not going to save you. That's not going to make you into who it is that you need to be. So, for all those who are still comfortable with the images, the false images, the false doctrines, more power to you. More power to you. But it's something that I say is going to resonate with you. Something that I say one day, it may not be today, it may be tomorrow. You might replay this video, you may rewind this video a week from now, and you'll be like, man, he was really talking about something. And he really seemed genuine and sincere in what it is that he was saying. And like I said, the door is going to be open for you. Because I'm going to be giving a lot of information. I'm going to be giving a lot of tips on how to get money, how to level your life up, how to change your circumstances, you know, certain people that you should avoid, certain people that you should gravitate towards. I'm going to give you my 48 years of experience in a nutshell, so that from my experience, you can take that and you could do something with your life. Because my life is still going forward. I don't look like I'm defeated. I don't look like life got the best of me. I don't look like I'm down for the count. I don't look like I'm hurting. There's no pain in these eyes. It's passion in these eyes. Because a lot of people that I grew up with, a lot of people that, you know, I ran across in different stages of my life, a lot of them fell out the race a long time ago. And I'm still going. And I'm still going for a reason. Because I have and I feel a duty and a responsibility to give back. So, stay tuned, stay tapped in, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel so you can be notified and you can be updated when I post more videos, because it's a whole lot coming. It's a whole lot coming. It's going to be something for everybody. My mission is to try to make as many people successful as I can. So I'm not going to get distracted by the comments. I'm not going to get distracted by the naysayers, because that's my personal mission. Because if you never ran across nobody that want to see you win, you ran across them now. And now all excuses is going to go out the window. So what you going to do? What you going to do now that you ran across somebody that really want to see you win? That's going to be your challenge, not mine. So, appreciate the conversation. Appreciate chopping it up with you. And you can check out some of my other content. I got a lot of motivational videos. I got a lot of videos talking about various topics. Some entertainment. I'm just gonna broaden it out, and I'm gonna be talking about topics that's more relatable to us and to what the average everyday person go through, and how the average everyday person could take their circumstances that they're dealing with and they could turn it into something. Because I already see what's out there, and I already know that a lot of people is blinded by the artificial, the AI. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people is blinded by that, and that's okay. But one thing for sure, and two things for certain, is the message is gonna get out, and people gonna get on board, and you gonna see a whole lot of people winning. So stay tuned. Peace and blessings to everybody. If your day wasn't good today, I hope tomorrow will be a better day. No matter what it is that you're going through, continue to stay positive. Continue to stay encouraged. Continue to keep your foot on the pavement and grind it out. Don't take the easy route, because it's going to wind up being the longer route. And don't judge a book by its cover, because a book has many pages and it's a lot of content. And you just might miss the bus because you didn't realize that the thing that you were avoiding is what you should have ran to. Be blessed, good people. I got some responsibilities I need to take care of, because after the camera go off, we get back to real life. And I got a real life. It's been real. Tyrone Hunter, what's really good? Everybody, stay up. Blessings.